Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Thursday, the 8th of August 2019, and we're going to show you the results of our pawnbroker purchase made on Tuesday, just before the silver and gold price rise. Yesterday, we produced a video highlighting the fact that gold rose just above $1,500, its highest price for 6 years, and silver exceeded the $17 level, although both of them have fallen back just ever so slightly today. But we mentioned in that video, and we provide details of it below if you haven't already seen it, we mentioned the fact that the day before, we had made a small purchase at our local pawnbroker, where we tend to obtain, we believe, quite good value, especially considering that the items that we have acquired at spot price. In fact, we pay slightly lower than spot, and as the items are all 92.5% silver, in other words, sterling silver, that is the percentage of spot price we actually paid for these items at that time. Now, what I'd like to do is just go through some of the items with you, which we haven't really had time to go through in detail, other than to separate them, because they were all in a plastic bag like this in a jumbled mess. So it took quite a while to separate the chains and so on. Now, some of the items I have on the table will be saleable separately, and some of them perhaps will go into the junk bag with this. So we purchased 350 grams of silver and 3.5 grams of gold, which we'll show you, and the total cost was just under £200, or if you like, I need to work it out, but about $240 or $50. So this in this plastic bag, which hopefully you can see, is the broken silver, which will be scrapped regardless. But let's have a look on our table here at some of the other items that we have. I'm not quite sure where to start, but I shall have a go. Let's look at earrings. We have a pair of earrings with a silver ball or pearl and a hanging horseshoe type image. As long as they're cleaned, these are perfectly saleable. All of these are hallmarked, unless they're foreign silver and they've been tested. Another set of earrings. Now, please forgive us, we're not particularly earring fans, but another set of earrings here. Some very small ones with a tiny gemstone. I have a pair of these. The other one is I'm just polishing up. And this is just a solitary earring, so I don't think that one's going to be saleable. Okay. We have a few bangles. Now this one's in a pretty poor state, to be truthful. It's pretty bent, although it's got a nice design on it. We'll have a look if we can smarten it up somewhat, but if not, then that will go in the junk bag. We have this one, which is actually quite nice, with a slither of green precious metal stone. And this one here. Now this is certainly saleable. Should be perhaps a little link chain there that's missing. And this one, Egyptian artifact. We'll have to do some research on this because there are pictures of pharaohs, camels, sphinx. I really don't know if, let me separate the bangle so it's wide. I really don't know how clear this is going we're doing this on the iPad. I don't have a cameraman here, so unfortunately I'm hoping you can see all of this. Actually quite a nice bracelet, and when we clean it up I'll be able to ascertain if it does come from Egypt. Then we have some lockets and pendants or charms here. The problem with having large hands is very difficult to open these things. Okay, take my word for it, it does open because I've opened it. Ah, here we go. A little charm here to put a picture or something inside. Locket, I should say. And then we have some various crosses to hang at the bottom of a chain. Half moon. We have some general chains, quite a few chains, different weights, a different cut, different sizes. Chain again with a nice locket attached. Actually in very, very good condition. What the pawnbroker said to us was that basically he was trying to obtain as much cash as possible as he wished to make one or two purchases. Here we go. And so he was quite prepared to scrap all of this, even though he could technically put some of it out in his shop for sale. But as he pointed out, it would take him so long to sell it, the cash to him now was far more important. Another chain with a cross. One or two with a few crystals. One with a rose head, or rosette as we call it here. Quite a few crosses, obviously a very religious pawnbroker. This one has an aeroplane, a ship and a car on it. It is a Saint Christopher on the other side. It's quite a weighty piece. I will polish that up because that will come up beautifully. And a butterfly. We have a pin brooch here. Again, it is silver, a little unusual. And you have a thing where you put the pin into and hold it there, but it could also be clipped on. If anyone knows what this is, do let us know. As I say, we haven't had time to investigate this. Now, a number of rings. I think they're serpent heads, or one or two of the rings are just ever so slightly out of shape, but not to the point that they're not wearable. Most of them are fine. Heart. This has a black onyx. We're pretty sure this one is quite old, as it's Victorian. Slightly unusual. and sort of honeycomb ring with crystals attached. And a really nice ring, silver ring. At first we thought, oh, I wonder if that's white gold. But unfortunately it was not. With a few diamantes on the side. And a beautiful stone. It's ruby, it's a ruby, but close to, well, depends on the light. I don't know how well this will show up on the camera. Two items that I'm particularly pleased with. Either a lapel pin or a tie pin if you wish to use it as that. And an item that I will not be selling but will be using are some gentlemen's cufflinks. Now these alone, albeit they're sterling silver cufflinks with a chain, they're in exquisite condition. A little clean-up, but they're in pretty good condition as they are. These alone would cost us about £50 in the retail. And that's in used condition. I have seen these in brand new for £75. And we have one or two, I'm not quite sure what these are, if I'm honest. It's obviously a lady will know. But again, they are silver. We've tested them. And we have another little brooch with I think it's leaves and stalks or twigs or whatever. Pretty little thing, fully workable. Bracelet. Sorry, I should, almost like a charm, but they're all leaves and sprigs, I think the correct term is. And then, so all of the silver comes to 385 grams. Let me just check. Just give me 1 second. Today, silver per gram is 45 pence. 385 times 45 times 92.5%. That comes to £160 at today's price. We paid £120 for it on Monday because we paid £80 for this. It is a 14 karat gold ring. Now we actually thought, and it just goes to show no matter how much experience you have, you can still get it wrong. We actually thought these were diamonds and that was a half carat diamond. But we were wrong. They're not, they're diamante. So shame for 14 karat gold, because normally you would probably have a diamond in it. It weighs 3.5 grams and we paid £80 for this ring. So we actually paid the gold spot price for this. I've shown this to two ladies. They think it's an absolutely beautiful ring for a lady. And if someone cannot afford an expensive engagement ring, I think this would go very nicely. It certainly fooled us at first. We were hoping that the pawnbroker had misjudged it because we knew he didn't have a diamond tester. But unfortunately, he was actually going to scrap this, believe it or not. And when I saw him with his pliers ready to tear that out, I stopped him and said, look, I'll buy that off you at the scrap price, secretly hoping that we had a diamond, half carat diamond, at least half a carat diamond bargain there, maybe even 3/4. But nevertheless, a lovely little piece. And it just goes to show, so the whole lot in pound terms was £200. Not the deal of the century, but if we were minded, and I have to say we are collectors of silver like everyone else. Oh, and here's another bracelet I forgot to show you, although I think there was another old dangly bit here that should have been there, but it's a nice piece. If we were to sell these, although we're just collecting for the long term, we would almost certainly get £10 to £15 minimum for each of these rings. So even if I take the smallest amount, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rings. That's £100, just the rings alone. Which then means this, the weight of this, and all of this would then be £20. The cufflinks we've already said, if I put these on eBay, I will get something like £40 or £50 for. So if you throw the cufflinks in with the rings, if we were to sell them, then everything else is free. At retail, albeit used retail. There are bargains out there. You don't have to pay huge premiums for silver. Yes, we collect the coins as well, but there are excellent bargains to be had. You just need to search them out and find not desperate sellers, but people who want to convert things to cash. Go to your local pawnbroker, say to him, what do you do with your scrap silver? If he or she says, well, we send it to Birmingham, London, wherever, offer the individual the same price and say, look, you don't have to package it. Whatever the price is, I will pay you the scrap value today. And you will be surprised at how many items are included in the package. As I say, it was all in this plastic bag. Yes, we had to separate it all. It was quite a nightmare, really, because some of these trades were very awkward. But forget the gold ring. Take that away. £80, £120 for 350 grams of scrap silver, which we know the rings and the cufflinks would give us that £120 back. Admittedly, you have to sell them a little bit on eBay, a little bit of work. The rest of it then is free. No idea what this is worth. We'll do a little bit of research, and if we find it is very old, we suspect it is by the link here, but we'll I don't want to deceive you into saying that it is. We just don't know at this stage. We haven't had a chance to investigate it. But a lot of these charms, people pay £5 to £10 for these things because they're silver. Go out there, investigate. The collecting of silver need not just be bars and coins. You can have a fun time. And you know what? Buying this sort of stuff, it's quite exciting. Once, it only happened once, we made a purchase, and in amongst the silver rings that we had, there was actually a white gold ring. Now, we couldn't take it back because we bought them at auction. And at auction, they were sold as a mixture of silver rings. And one of them was white gold. That ring alone was worth the total amount we had paid for all of the rings. Thank you for watching. Hope it's of some value. Not the greatest find on earth, not the most expensive purchase on earth, we accept that fully. But then silver collecting does not have to be exorbitantly expensive. And if you can get a 3.5 gram 14 karat gold ring at spot price, it's got to be worth it, hasn't it? Thank you for watching. We hope you have found this video interesting and informative.
And if so, please give it a thumbs up and share it on social media. Please ensure that you have subscribed to our channel and press the bell sign so that you are notified of any future videos. Also, kindly visit our website at illuminatisilver.com, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe either as a free or paying member for regular email updates and offers. Disclaimer. Illuminati Silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.